Our headlines today. The 15-year-old girl killed in a school bus crash on the M53 is named as Jessica Baker. The driver also died in Friday's accident.
New hope of a much faster radiotherapy treatment for thousands of men diagnosed with prostate cancer.
27 years after the US rapper Tupac Shakur was fatally shot in Las Vegas, a former gang leader is charged with his murder.
Good morning. In the sport, a stunning opening day in Rome for Europe, who are utterly dominant on the opening day of the Ryder Cup, with the USA failing to win a single match in a day for the first time.
As the investigation continues into who cut down the world-famous Sycamore Gap tree in Northumberland, we look at the future for the landmark.
2 people were taken to hospital after the Flying Scotsman steam train was involved in a crash with another heritage train in the Cairngorms. The low-speed collision took place at Aviemore railway station in the Scottish Highlands. 3 other people were treated at the scene. Police said no injuries were serious. A man in his 60s has been arrested by police investigating the cutting down of the famous Sycamore Gap tree in Northumberland. The landmark was felled overnight on Wednesday. A 16-year-old boy who was arrested on suspicion of criminal damage has been released on bail. Rail passengers are facing more disruption today as around 12,000 train drivers stage their latest one-day strike over pay and conditions. The fresh wave of action by members of the ASLEF union means fewer than half of trains will be operating. Next week, the union is also staging an overtime ban. Local councils in England could be curbed from introducing 20-mile-per-hour speed limits on their roads. It's one of several transport policies to be announced by the government ahead of the Conservative conference in Manchester this weekend. Energy firms are holding on to too much of their customers' money in the form of account credit. That's according to the chairman of the Energy Select Committee. Figures seen by Radio 4's Moneybox revealed the total credit held in the first 3 months of this year was £8.1 billion. Today's papers, we'll start with the Mirror. It devotes its front page to Jessica Baker. That's the 15-year-old who died in the school bus crash in Merseyside yesterday. The teenager and the driver of the coach were killed when the vehicle overturned on the M53.
And as we've been hearing, the Conservatives are eyeing a host of driver-friendly policies ahead of the next election. The newspaper references comments made by the Prime Minister in The Sun, in which he criticised low-traffic neighbourhoods and said he is slamming the brakes on the war on motorists.
On to The Times, and The Times has interviewed the Chancellor ahead of the Conservative Party conference, which is due to start tomorrow. Jeremy Hunt has pledged to end what he calls the vicious cycle of ever-rising taxes by reforming the benefit system and tackling the spiralling cost of public services.
And we can finish with a picture, and Mike, you can help us with this one, because it's a great picture, isn't it? Hundreds of thousands of golf fans descending on Rome. This is the Ryder Cup. And, the fans are very much part of the story of this occasion, aren't they? So, what do you know what's going on here? What are they
Well, yes, I do. These are some American fans dressed as astronauts. So some of the fans we saw supporting Team USA were dressed as eagles and astronauts, but what happened propelled them into space in a way, didn't it? Because
they might want
Europe was so... I mean, the costume really looking a bit forlorn there, like the face of that American fan, because they were blown away. Team Europe totally dominant. So the European fans were absolutely cock-a-hoot with their pizza hats and Roman centurion costumes, and so you can understand the perplexed look there on the American faces. Yes, the horns blunted. Someone joked they might as well have been thrown to the lions. It was that dominant, wasn't it, in the Colosseum in Rome? The auditorium, named the Colosseum, the stand, was over 300,000 fans over the 3 days. It's huge crowds, and probably some sore European heads this morning, the way they were celebrating, because they were in dreamland. No one expected such dominance.